My sister put a blanket over my 2-month-old daughter's face. My sister Molly had been at my house for about an hour when she asked if she could watch my daughter Ava while I ran to the pharmacy. "Are you sure you're okay with her?" I asked. Molly rolled her eyes. "She's sleeping. I think I can handle a sleeping baby for 30 minutes. I hesitated. "Just remember, nothing in the crib with her. No blankets, no stuffed animals, nothing." Molly looked at me like I was crazy. "It's freezing in here. You don't put a blanket on her?" "No. Babies can't have blankets in the crib until they are over a year old. It's a suffocation risk." Molly walked over to the crib and looked down at Ava. "She looks cold. She's fine. The room is 70 degrees. Molly crossed her arms. 70 degrees is cold. I sighed. "Molly, please just leave her alone. I'll be back in 30 minutes. She held up her hands. "Fine, I won't touch anything." I grabbed my keys and left. I was over halfway to the pharmacy when I remembered I had the baby monitor app on my phone, so I pulled it up at a red light. The screen loaded and I saw Molly standing over the crib holding something. I squinted at my phone. It was a big, heavy blanket from the couch. "No," I said out loud. I watched as Molly spread the blanket over Ava and tucked it around the sides. Then she pulled it up higher, over Ava's chest, over her shoulders, over her face. The blanket was completely covering my baby's face. I literally couldn't see her anymore. I slammed on my horn and made a U-turn. I called Molly, but she didn't pick up. I was driving as fast as I could while trying to watch the monitor. The blanket was still over Ava's face and I couldn't tell if she was moving because the app was so grainy. I started crying because I was terrified that my baby couldn't breathe under that blanket. I called Molly again and she picked up. "What? Take that blanket off Ava right now. What are you talking about? I can see you on the monitor. Get the blanket off her face." I heard her gasp. "Oh my God, are you seriously spying on me?" I slammed my hand on my steering wheel. "Molly, take it off right now or I'm calling 911. You're being insane. She's fine." I was screaming. "She has a blanket over her face. She can't breathe." Molly hung up on me. I looked at the monitor and Molly was just standing there. She wasn't taking the blanket off, so I called 911. My sister put a blanket over my baby's face and she won't take it off. I gave them my address as I finally pulled into my driveway. I ran inside and found Molly standing in the nursery doorway with her arms crossed. "You need to apologize for yelling at me." I pushed past her and ran to the crib. Ava was making small gasping sounds under the blanket. I ripped it off of her and picked her up. Her face was bright red and her hair was soaked with sweat. She started crying the second I picked her up. "Seriously? You woke her up?" Molly said. I looked in the crib. There were 2 more blankets and a stuffed elephant in there. "What did you do?" Molly shrugged. "I made her comfortable." "That crib looked so sad. You just had a baby lying there on a flat bare mattress. You could have killed her." "Oh please, babies don't die from blankets. That's just something the internet made up to scare new moms." Just then, the police knocked on the door. I was still holding Ava when I opened the door and an officer came in. "What's going on here?" I showed him the crib and the baby monitor footage on my phone. The officer looked at Molly. "Ma'am, are you aware that blankets and stuffed animals are a suffocation hazard for infants? That's not a real thing." The officer shook his head. "I'm going to need you to come with me." Molly's eyes went wide. "What? Why?" "You're being charged with child endangerment." He cuffed her and she argued with him the whole way to his car. Molly was charged with a misdemeanor and released the next day. She still insists she didn't do anything wrong, so she's not allowed to be around